What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we are going to have some interesting fun testing out this here Phoenix. Now, one thing I didn't notice is you can actually get some ethereal souls from the Void campaign, which is pretty cool. It's something we're gonna have to push, but seeing as how these numbers and everything work out, I want to see how powerful the Phoenix is. So we're gonna do something very unique, and honestly, I need to see what we have for heroes and copies, because I want to do something old school. I want to grab a bunch of heroes and see. Oh, this is perfect. This is literally perfect. All right, so what we need to do is we need to upgrade 6 of these Amun Ra's. This is going to be the best way, I feel like, to tell, because it'll give infinite survivability to our 5 stars, which is the goal here. And we're going to put some demon bells on them, and we're going to have a whole bunch of fun and see how this works out. So let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more. Here we go. And yeah, we're not going to invest like any crazy amount of resources in them or anything. Do I already have a cheese? I have a cheese lineup. That's literally perfect. Let's go over to here and put a whole army of 5-star heroes. No, this is not Barry's Battle Bowl thing that I used to do or any of those shenanigans. No. This is the team we're going to have. So we're going to just be chucking on whatever gear, and then we're replacing this with demon bells. So we got 7 of them. That's all we need. We're just going to equip demon bell, equip demon bell. And the whole point of this is to see how, like, get the max number of active skills off on our Phoenix and to see how it actually works out. I actually wonder. So here's another thing we might test with this. Shears of Destiny. At the end of each round, selects 2 random enemies and replicates up to 2 random attribute buffs from each of them to self and allies on the same line. The original duration is 30%. Attribute buff effects, blah, blah, blah. Afterward, there's an 80% chance of removing 1 random attribute reduction effect from allies. I don't think we need this. I honestly wish that was like something more along the lines of like replicating like a Delacium or something. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just thought of that. What if we had an army of Delaciums? Oh my gosh, I think my idea might have just pivoted. I think it might have just pivoted here. Oh, I already had a bunch of them. I didn't have to do that. When the round ends, replicates 1 random dot, and we have a Phoenix dot. Huh. Interesting. So we don't have any attack reduction on the enemy, so I don't know if that'll work. We can try both out. Let's give this a try. So let's get a bunch of Delaciums ready too. If the Amun Ra strategy doesn't work, or if the Delacium strategy doesn't work, we can swap to the other one and see if it works. So let's get these 5 stars, because let's be honest, our 5 stars are super strong. 24 million attack, 2.2 billion HP. That's nothing to laugh at. That is a huge amount of attack and everything. So we got cheese, and then let's rename this one to cheese 2. And this one's going to be not any of you, that's for sure. We're gonna go to this faction here. Nope, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course we need that Phoenix in there. Wait, we have the Phoenix here, right? Save that. Okay, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. We got to make sure we have that. Okay, yeah. And then we can go ahead and add the demon bells to everybody. So let me finish the setups here. I'm going to make sure I got some good ideas going on. This one could be really good, especially if we're trying to maximize the overall damage that the Phoenix does. It could mean some very explosive outcomes. So we got our 2 setups. Let me make sure everything looks good, and we'll be back. Man, oh man, we caught this at the perfect time. There's literally 2 hours and 21 minutes left. So what we can do is today we're going to go with the Delacium combo. If and when that doesn't work, we can then swap over and do the Amun Ra stuff literally later today, and I'll post it tomorrow. This couldn't have worked out perfectly. I've not done really anything this month, honestly. Oh man, there's so many things I need to catch up on. The only thing I did do is the Super Wishing event because we went crazy with it, but let's jump into it. Let's see what this actually looks like. And we're going to use, like I said, the Delacium with the Phoenix hopefully being a crazy amount of damage. I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of base attack on our heroes, so the Delaciums themselves should carry us pretty far with all these extra stats and everything we have. You can see how powerful that can be right there. Not even letting the enemies get a single attack off. I figured the first like 4 to 5 would most likely be pretty simple here. The important part with these Delaciums though is make sure they survive long enough so that we get a Phoenix active. And again, they're going to die before the Phoenix even gets to participate. All just basically, that's a good, you know what, DH Games, that's an awesome, that's perfect. That's exactly the information I'm looking for when I go to a scorecard. Oh man, the Delacium or the Gru counterattacks. This is the one wave I always hated watching, but this is gonna be the first time we get to see the Phoenix active in all its splendor. And we're gonna have a lot of stuff happening here too, because we should be getting heals, and on top of that, we should be getting shields, which should be pretty awesome. All right, so let's slow this down. Let's see this Phoenix in action. Yeah, nice, beautiful Phoenix. Damage not super crazy. Can you replicate this actually? You know, I don't know if you can replicate it or if it falls off before the replication happens. I guess we'll find out. Huh. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. That's Really, game? Really? You're gonna do this to me right now? The most important part of this whole thing, and you're not letting me see it. Well, I reset BlueStacks seeing that maybe that is the issue here, but I don't know. We'll see if it happens or not. And again, the weird thing with how the Phoenix works is, of course, the first hit from the Phoenix, the 3 rounds of the dot, the first one hits initially, which takes one of those. This, you can see right there, the end of round took the second, and that's why there's only 1 round worth of this debuff typically. But it doesn't look like we're replicating anything at the end of the rounds, unless it's keeping it going, maybe. Which I guess it is, because it does go up to 2 stacks and back down to 1. Oh my gosh, is this literally a thing now, or is this something with maybe like the new monster that's causing the issue? Because this is stupid. I mean, either way, we're gonna just see how far a level 100 army of Delaciums can make it. Granted, the Amun-Ra strategy would be so much better. So you see there, the shield. That shield that the Phoenix is putting on our heroes is actually pretty big, especially if we're not consuming any. No, you can see right there, we actually had these dots fall off. Either way, I think it's safe to say the actual damage output from the Phoenix is not really worth it. Like, it's doing a decent amount, but it's nothing crazy, and sadly, we can't compare it to anything else. But like, each Delacium's doing just as much damage, if not more, I feel like. You can see the gigantic shield on our team is amazing. But we can't actually look at any of the stats, which is a little on the stupid side. I'm going to say it. It's a little stupid. Maybe the Amun-Ra strategy will work better then. I don't know. We'll have to see how this happens. I mean, either way, going from broken spaces 1 to 7 with old heroes was already going to be an easy task. The fact that we're now generating shields on top of that is pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, the Demon Bell strategy works pretty solid, mainly because it just lets you chain active skills together and lets us get as many Phoenix actives as possible. And of course, the targets that are healed get big heals, and of course, they're getting that giant stacking damage bonus against burning targets. So, yeah, it seems like Delaciums are not going to work with the new Phoenix, even though I kind of wish they would have. The nice thing is it almost feels like the Phoenix has been fixed so that that debuff does last for 100% uptime. So maybe that's something cool. Maybe. I don't know. We can't see the scorecard. We can't tell how much damage this Phoenix is doing, and maybe it just has something to do with what's going on here with the new Phoenix. I guess we could try something. If I go into battle and I leave the presets and I just throw like, I'm just gonna throw like rando hero in. Yeah, Kamet, there we go. With, oh, I guess we can't use the regular Phoenix, can we? Let's just do that. Let's just hit this button here, skip the battle. Defeat, of course, yes. The new Phoenix literally breaks the scorecard? Are you kidding me? That's so stupid. So you can't even physically see how much damage the Phoenix is gonna do for your team. Because it just doesn't work with the scorecard. It's broken. Literally broke the game. Sorry if you heard those little pings and everything, guys. That's not you, trust me. That's me. But what the heck, man? What's the point? And yeah, this strategy I don't think is gonna work either, because I just don't think the Phoenix is gonna have the damage output, even with a maxed out galactic tree. Almost like 5-star everything treasures. Most everything is 5 or 4-star at this point. And yeah, the damage on these types of enemies where it's really starting to be apparent that they have a huge HP pool is pretty relevant. Now, the survivability of our team is all thanks to our treasure train. We could probably put level 1 heroes in here and potentially get it done if we had a cool synergy going. But yeah, this is not going to work. As much as I was hoping the Phoenix would be a huge amount of damage with all that crazy amount of stat buffing it gets, it's still just a support buffer. It's there for multiplying the damage you do against a burning target. It's there for the now shield, the buffs to crit and crit damage, and the potential healing it provides as well. As you guys can see, this just is not going to cut it. And beyond that, we can't even compare to see what the damage of our heroes are doing versus the new Phoenix. So yeah, Phoenix literally broke the game for us. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'm going to smash this out, and I'll come up with another idea for tomorrow to test out. See you guys next time.